It's just a single. Okay, well.
How far is it away?
The southern coast of Iran.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a flight.
Yeah, it's a little ways.
Request rearming.
I think most of the seed stuff is in Iran.
How about Keshem? Keshem's pretty close.
I mean, from here, it's pretty equal.
Oh, really?
Well, 'cause it's up by Bandar Abbas, basically.
Roll left, roll left.
I mean, we could double bag it though and put 2 harms on and fly towards it and see what happens.
Rearming complete.
One bag.
Yeah, if you're conservative, yeah. It's just a matter of, are we doing pattern work first or second?
Well, we can leave it up to the man who wants to be taught.
He's not even in the server yet.
I am in the server.
It says he disconnected.
Yeah, no, I'm in the server. I'm starting my jet.
Well, you want to put harms on now, or you want to beat the pattern up?
Oh, I feel like I should start small and just learn how to land on an airfield proper.
Sounds good.
There you go.
We didn't really make flight call signs, did we?
Nah,
That's why I just went ahead and said I was 1-1. Yeah, I couldn't even remember what you said. Yeah, we'll walk through it for Nord once he's... Are you on here, Nord?
all right, Nord. So for the airfield, once your jet is green and you're ready to go, the first thing you'll do is make sure you're on COM 1 button 4. And COM 1 button 4 is the standard across all JTF maps. That is the frequency you use for land-based operations. Should be 251,000. Where you're currently parked at right now, we refer to as the Citadel. So when you call up the tower, you'll say, you know, Al Dhafar Tower, this is Nickel, whatever your call sign is. Taxiing from the Citadel to the RMD arm, or if you're taxiing to the hold short 3-1 left, because we take off from 3-1 left here on Al Dhafra.
And usually there's not an actual tower, so it's CTAF calls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just still call the tower. We'll just say like Al Dhafar Tower, whatever. That way it's just broadcasted over that freak so everybody knows what you're doing if it's unmanned.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, make the calls. I'm just saying, don't expect instructions.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then, Spook will do tower or something, but yeah.
To do it a lot, and I haven't heard it in a while. When you guys do the Jigmas alignment, do you do the bit test, or can you skip it?
It makes no difference.
Okay. Skip
It's
this.
flavor.
Dhafar Tower, Nickel 1, 2, taxi from the Citadel, 3-1 left RMD.
I like to look at the pretty patterns.
Little epilepsy before your flight.
Yeah, a little tripping out.
Now there is a TACAN on this airfield, Nord.
God damn it.
So for like this airfield, Nord, you can put in the TACAN to help you find your distance, to get your proper distance. I don't know, Terry, what do you think the proper distance downwind is for airfield? Because I screwed it up the other night.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't usually
Well, the
shoot
problem
for a
is
certain distance
the station is like super far away from this runway.
I don't think there's a certain distance you have to shoot for.
I was just trying to help Nord out because, you know, he said he came in shallow. Like, you know, I came in, I overshot, so I came out wide. He came in shallow. I think maybe it's just, I eyeballed it wrong too.
I would say your brake turn is gonna be pretty. If you're flying the brake turn consistently, you're gonna be at a consistent downwind distance from the runway, and all of ours should be pretty much the same. And then you want to be consistent with that because now it allows you to fly a predictable base leg pattern.
I think the part that always screws me up is because, you know, as you're going to do your base, the boat's actually moving, whereas the airfield don't move.
Yeah, you gotta wait. Gotta put it over your shoulder.
Yeah. You know, but I'm so used to waiting for the ramp, turn.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
don't wait.
remember
Yeah.
When I first started doing this, like reading or like the tutorials that were out, it said to wait until the threshold was behind your AIM 9 rail, which is pretty far downwind.
Yeah, that's right.
I think you can, once you figure it out, you can turn a lot lower than that, but depends on your downwind altitude as well.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
So we still playing Forza over there, Zach? Yep.
Flight control.
New Jurassic World game came out today, so that's what I've done all day.
It's like a first-person shooter.
Oh god, no. Park Builder.
Oh, that's neat. I like those games.
Yeah, like Tycoon game, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was more like Conan Exiles or something.
Rearming complete.
No, that's a different game, I think.
Have you guys played Factorio?
Yeah, I bought it after you said something, and I fucking got sucked into that shit for like 3 days.
I played Satisfactory, which is kind of adjacent.
Is that like more of a first-person view of the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. And you're on kind of like a world, like an alien world, and you're extracting stuff. But yeah, it's similar supply chains and shit.
Yeah, I think that's the same premise. Factorio is like you're an engineer who's like crashed on an alien planet, and you've got to launch a rocket to let people know where you are.
Okay, yeah. Here, it's like you're like making money. Like you work for a company that put you on this planet, and you have to extract all the stuff you can. Build a space elevator and shit.
The other one I like playing every once in a while is Kerbal Space Program.
Oh, for sure, dude.
I like building stuff and like launching it and going and doing weird shit.
I'm kind of holding off on it so that I'm like fresh for Kerbal Space Program 2.
Be a good time.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that's even has a date yet. I can still remember the first time I actually landed on the moon. No, that shit was cool. Oh yeah. It's like hard.
Yeah, it is. My son, I think he was maybe 8 at the time. he landed on Minmus, dude, and I think we had a party that night. Like, we were just, like, yelling, screaming, and, like, so happy for him, and he was just on cloud nine.
That's awesome. Yeah, I always use, like, mech jab and Kerbal Engineer and all that stuff. Like, shoot, I'm not here to do math.
Yeah, I think you have to use those things.
Not if you're Scott Manley. Does, like, first-person launches all the way to the moon.
Yeah,
Bro, that dude's insane.
it's crazy smart.
I mean, he literally does rocket science as his job.
How we looking, Nord?
He just logged out. Or his jet disappeared. So he's probably taxiing.
He's rolling, but there wasn't a call.
Still on SRS Nord?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, I realized I was muted in Discord. My mistake.
Okay, now don't forget on COM 1 button 4, you need to declare that you were taxiing from your parking spot to the RMD arm on 3-1 left.
Nickel 1-3 taxiing to 3-1 left.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it's 80%.
Yeah, every call has who you are, where you are, and what you want. You can get those three things out, you're nailing it.
And that does translate to real stuff. I told the controller we were chilling the other day. My captain wasn't too happy about that.
Yeah, that's not good.
There was like 8 people holding. I was trying to lighten the mood, you know. It was less than a quarter-mile viz and only a Cat 1 ILS, so it's a rough day.
That is rough. We had one of those last week. We had the Marine layer coming in from the west, and then we had a fire giving us a low haze from the east, and you couldn't tell it was getting thicker because you weren't looking very far through it until we tried to get home, and then realized that we were within like under a mile of viz.
Oh, good.
Good times.
Alright, so it's been a hot minute since we've done since we've done an actual cold start. I'm thinking I missed something because I have a master caution that says pause/ADC, and I don't know what that is.
Alignment error.
Well, I waited for it to say quality okay.
Did you put it in
What switch did you go to?
On the INS switch, ground.
Where did you go after it went to OK?
Nav.
Yeah, just go one more to IFA. It'll actually still work in ADC, it just doesn't get updated from the GPS.
Yeah, NAV's the old way. They've updated IFA probably, what, a year ago?
Yeah, something like that.
So, any idea what I would have missed to have caused it, or?
No, that's it. You literally just didn't turn the knob far enough. Like, that's the only difference.
Gotcha.
And it is a nav mode. It'll just theoretically drift a little bit. And it should, I think you can go to IFA later, and it'll still go to pause AINS.
Yeah, it should fix it.
Alright, Terry, do you want to explain the pattern to him? Because I usually fuck this up.
Yeah, sure. So let me think here. So basically, it's got 4 parts. You're familiar with the upwind, which is usually flying into the wind or some component of the wind, and that's going to be the active runway. So on this map, because we have the boat out there that's trucking about 308-ish, we're going to use 310 all the time on this map, and then the PG Fun map for the JTF1 map. So this is the active. 31 right is the parallel runway that the Air Force guys use over there. So since we're on the left, it's a left-hand pattern, which means your crosswind turn, like if you were to fly up the runway and get to the end, your crosswind turn brings you into the downwind, and then you could come in to the runway 2 different ways. You can either do a straight in, or you can come in for the break, and that's a call that you want to make while you're on final, with enough time that people in the pattern and people also coming into the airport know what you're doing and can plan accordingly. So I would set a distance for yourself for a couple of reasons. Set a distance from the runway that you want to arrive, and we call that kind of initial. It's just a waypoint out there. You can say, hey, I'm 10 miles, 10 mile initial for a left-hand brake or straight in. And that helps you communicate to everyone, but it also helps you to get set up and get used to navigating and using your headings and your distance and managing all those things to get to that point out there and then fly into the pattern. It's going to help you do everything else that you got to do in the jet. Alright, so once you're at initial, make your call, come in. If you're going straight in, just configure. It's kind of like a case 3. Configure, drop your gear, and then fly into the threshold. You're looking to put the velocity vector on the captain's bars, or the big solid white lines on the runway. That'll give you a good reference. And then looking for a 3-degree glide slope. So if your velocity vector is on the captain's bars on the runway, and you're seeing that it's at like 5 degrees, that means that you're pretty steep. So what you can do is you can descend a little bit more, and then bring the velocity vector back up to 3 degrees and put it on the captain's bars. If you're seeing that your velocity vector is like 2 degrees, then you know you're really low and you want to climb a little bit, and then get the 3 things aligned again. So captain's bars, velocity vector, and then the descent rate that you want. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so then you come in for the break at an airfield. We kind of default to doing it the same way you do at the boat, so 350, 800 feet. Every airfield has their own course rules, so they'll tell you, hey, here, this is what we break at. You can break it 1500 if you want, you just got to descend in the downwind. So whatever you decide is fine with you. To start off, I'd probably just choose 800, that way you're developing the same muscle memory and the same sight picture that you're going to have with the boat. So you do the same exact break you do with the ship, get in the downwind, you should be configured 600 feet, and then you're just going to extend upwind and look for the threshold of the runway to pass or get in vicinity of the AIM-9 as you're looking over your left shoulder. You also want to consider other aircraft in the pattern. So if you're in the downwind and someone says, hey, I'm 2 miles for a straight in, you're going to extend in the downwind until they pass your 9 o'clock, and that's what's called giving yourself an interval. That just ensures that whatever happens, that you're not going to be right on their ass, crowd them, or get in their wake. That'll set you up for a good space behind them. And what you'll do at that point is you'll announce, hey, I'm Nickel 14, I'm turning left base for runway 31 left, and then everyone knows where you are. Then it gets a little tricky, so you're flying in the HUD For most of that, you're looking out the runway and kind of adjusting your angle bank as you come around. What you want to start doing is matching up your descent rate in the HUD with where you see it out, where you see the runway out to your left side. So you're going to be adjusting your descent rate with the power to try and get yourself on that 3-degree glide slope. So what I try and do, if I'm looking at my HUD right now, I take like that 3 degrees of where it is, and then just make an imaginary line out to the left by your canopy bow and out past it, and then look to put the threshold of the runway on that imaginary line I'm making. And that kind of gets me in the ballpark so that when I roll out, I'm already on that descent rate and I'll have to do as much work to correct a bad base leg the closer I get to the threshold. After that, you just line it up, put your velocity vector on the runway, 3 degrees, and then what I'll do is right as I'm crossing the threshold, I usually pop the air brake, set it down, and then pull this. Once I know I'm slow enough, I'll pull the stick all the way back too, and that'll get your control surfaces out to help you slow down, and then start applying brakes, and then look for a taxiway to get off on. Usually what I'll do if I'm a flight lead is I'll pull off on a taxiway that's not too close, that gives you room to get off on the same one as I'm going to get off. I'm going to wait there, and then once the flight is on the taxiway with me, then I'll call for the taxi back to the Citadel here. So I think here it's like Delta 3, Delta 4 that are ones that you'll frequently use down there. If you're a single, as soon as you get off the runway, you just say, you know, nickel 14 is clear 31 left, taxiing back to the Citadel. That'll be clean. That'll be clutch. That's it in a nutshell. Some of the. Do you have the Aldafra airport diagram?
No, I don't.
Okay, I think it's in the recruiting channel, but a lot of the work that you want to do in the plane is actually done before you take off. So you'd want to like look at that real quick and be like, okay, I kind of have an idea where I'm going. You have like the TACAN in, like right now I've got 96 X-ray in for Aldafra. I know the heading, and it's just less to do later when you're taxed basically and you're working hard moving this texture around. So think about what you want to do later, get yourself set up now, and it'll make it a lot easier. Did I miss anything?
Wait, did you say that the TACAN is 96 X-ray? Yep, it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Does it look funny because it's 2 miles away?
It looks funny because it's 75 miles away.
Alright,
Yeah, it's 2 miles for me.
yeah, did you put it 99 by accident?
Somebody.
That is Minhad.
Alright, I re-put it in and it went to where it should be.
Okay. Just like the boat, when you start up on the boat, put the TACAN in there. You put in the air-to-air bullseye. You put in like you can change the FPAS bingo waypoint. I'll change that as well for the same reason. Just do it early and you get yourself set up.
Yeah, so all of this came up because of the mission Sunday, which, as far as I understood, we didn't have things like a TACAN and stuff.
What do you mean you don't have a TACAN?
That runway we took off from Sunday? We had one.
Oh, so I see what you're saying. There wasn't a TACAN for that airfield, but I'll tell you what I did that mission. So waypoint 0 is where the jet starts. So you have a nav aid to get back to the airfield if you always reference 0. But what I also want to have in the jet all the time is the TACAN in for something I want to go to. It doesn't matter if it's a tanker or an airfield, just something, and a waypoint that I'm using for the actual mission. So then as I look down at my essay page, I can see how many miles it is back to that point, so I have a reference, so I can do some quick fuel calculations. and I also have the waypoint up at any point in time, just so I can do whatever it is for the mission. So on that mission, what I did was I put the TACAN in for that adjacent airfield that was pretty close, and that way while we're in the objective area I can kind of see how far it is back to home. At the same time I can see the waypoints for whatever it is that we're doing. But then once hey, I actually want to go home now, I change it to waypoint 0, because now I'm not using a waypoint for the mission, and I can navigate back to home using 0.
And one thing about airfield TACANs is they're never going to be as close to your runway as they are the boat.
That's a good point. And the runways aren't always the exact heading that they say they are.
Yep. There's a lot more just eyeballing it and fly the pattern.
Yeah, so that's why that initial is real important to you. Is if you try and boom in, 2 miles from the threshold to come into a break, then you're going to be working pretty hard. But if you allow yourself the time and the space, then you can have a nice clean entry in the overhead and a good break, which translate directly to, you crossing the numbers on a good descent rate into a good landing. So what we can do here is just fly as singles. Just fly a couple patterns. You don't even have to pull your gear up. Just just take off in half laps, drop them to full, get up to pattern altitude, and just fly around at 600 feet. Come and do a touch and go. And because what you really want to do is that base leg pattern. That's where you're making a lot of the money. And then what we can do after that is, once you're good with that, then we can join up as like a 2-ship. We'll make 2 sections, and then we'll fly out somewhere, come back in for initial, do a break, and then do the same thing. Are you good with airfield takeoffs as a section?
I can take off, and I understand the procedures. That was something else I was talking to them that I want practice with, because I was struggling to keep it straight. I don't know if it was just wind or me doing bad inputs or whatever, but...
Yeah, sometimes it is wind, and it does take a little bit of getting used to it. Do you have your toe brakes mapped to each individual rear wheel?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so what I do is I just kind of give the toe brakes a little love sometimes, and that's easier than trying to use their actual pedal input.
So like I was telling them, I was doing that because you gave me that advice last time we had talked about this. But when I got going on Sunday, it ended up me, tapping the toe brake a bit, and then that started to not be enough to keep me center line to the point where I was holding that down like fully, and then I had to start giving the nose wheel steering. I got up to my 75, 80 knots, shut off nose wheel steering, and by the time I took off, I was full right rudder to keep myself from going left off into the other lane.
Yeah, did you have an asymmetrical loadout?
No, it was the, I guess technically, it was, but I didn't think it would be that much, because it was the, air-to-air single that, no, we went up with an air-to-air double, and then, took 2 extra 9s on the left wing, and 2 extra 120s on the right wing, and I guess the 120s are heavier.
Okay, that's not that big of a difference. Sometimes that'll make it really challenging, and sometimes if you just get squirrely in the very beginning, then it's really difficult to arrest all that input and get yourself straight again. So it kind of is like a cascading effect, but you'll get it, dude. So we'll just go beat the pattern up a couple times as singles, do some touch and goes, and then we can join up, make 2 sections, and then we'll come in for the break. Do the same thing, meet back here, and then we'll do some section departures.
Sounds good.
Copy.
Green.
lined up here, so Sack, you mind being 1, I'll be 2, and then we'll go down that way.
Copy that. Alpha Tower, Nickel 1-1, taxiing from RMD 31 left, 2 active runway 31 left.
Tower Nickel 1-2, and then 31 left RMD arm, taxiing to 31 left for the local pattern.
Tough traffic, Nickel 1-3, 31 left RMD arm, hold short, 31 left close traffic.
Nickel 1-2, take in 31 left, line up on the way.
Nickel 1-4, moving hold short taxi, or hold short 1-3 left.
There actually are no hold short bars on this runway.
They're weird, right? It's like a line, but it's not what it's supposed to be.
That's an ILS critical area line.
Push the I believe button. Two's taking off 31 left.
Alpha Tower, Nickel 1-1, re-entering the pattern.
Alpha traffic, Nickel 1-3, departing 31 left close traffic, I'll offer.
So I got BSAC turning downwind right now, so to set up our interval, I'm gonna wait until he passes through my 9, and then I'll turn crosswind.
So will that master caution go away once I'm airborne? Because I keep hitting the master caution reset, and it pops up every time I throttle forward.
Is that the only thing that it says, is the pause thing?
Yep, pause/ADC. It's the only thing that's there. Yeah, that one I don't know. Nickel 1-4, moving takeoff 1-3 left. Alpha Tower, Nickel 1-1, turning left base, touch and go 31 left.
You guys tried the new approach ATC?
I forgot about that. I gotta watch that video.
Just fucking try it right now, dude. Just click the button.
I don't even know what it is or what to do with it.
Just makes it so that it holds the AOA and you have to move your stick around.
Okay, so I just hit ATC, like auto throttle?
Yeah.
No, I just watched that video, and it was saying that you had to have an ICLS set up first.
I don't think so. That's nothing to do with that system.
Because it was supposed to be set up for the F-18's automatic carrier, like the auto landing.
I mean, that is when they actually use it, but I don't think the system actually talks with that. I'm using it right now. It's fine. It's a little wonky when you first turn it on. And then you gotta be real gentle with the longitudinal stick.
You turn in, Nord? What do you mean? I thought I was. Who's all way out over the water? Oh yeah, no, that's not me.
Stop traffic, Nickel 1-3 left base, 3-1 left, touch and go.
Yeah, that's you. I'm waiting on you. Yeah, no, I am definitely not over the water. I am flying over the desert right now. I see you.
That's an AI out there, I bet.
That's him. He just went out. He turned around. He's going downwind now. I'm certain that it was, at least I'm pretty certain it wasn't me. I never went over water. Well, you're north.
You guys are beam each other right now.
Yeah, we're abeam right now. I'm waiting on him. Alright, turning. I gotta say though, this is nice because it's been a while since I've done some slow work.
For Nickel 1-3 on the go, 3-1 left, left close traffic.
Alright, so I engaged it that time, and it came up ATC, so what is it exactly does it do? It holds your AOA?
Yeah, so as you move your stick around, and you get to the edges of the E-bracket, it automatically adds and reduces power.
That's gonna be nuts.
Try it in the downwind and just, like, kind of mess with it, because you have to fly a little different.
Nickel 1-4 turning base.
So, are you supposed to be hands off the throttle completely?
Stay firm.
Okay, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it kind of freaks you out when it first engages, because it takes a second to sort itself out, but once you stabilize, it's actually pretty quick.
Not sure if I'm ready for this auto fly stuff.
Well, at least it's not magic carpet.
Alpha Tower, Nickel 1-1, turning base, 3-1 left, touch and go.
Alpha Tower, 1-4 on final for touch and go. Yeah, that would be 3-1 right. Cool. More, I guess I just lined up with the tack can for, you know, being dumb, I guess. I just honestly ignore the tack can, you gotta look at the pavement.
At least you made the airport.
The 1-2 turning left base for 3-1 left.
Yeah, I just don't know my way around, so I saw it and I was like, hey, it's there, and looked at my HSI and I was like, yep, TACAN also says it's there.
Yeah, there are some things where you're inside using the gauges and a lot of instrument flying, and some things it's outside. It's tricky to learn the difference between the two.
Alpha traffic, Nickel 1-3 turning left base, 3-1 left. Hold on.
Alright, Nord, you want to do one more touch and go, or you want to join up?
Yeah, I'd like to try to land on the correct runway.
Okay. I mean, like, you want to do one more or two more? Is a better question.
Let's do one more and see how I feel after that.
Okay.
Start turning north.
Time traffic, Nickel 1-3, 2 mile final, 3 on left close.
Nickel 1-2 on the go, 3-1 left.
How was that, Terry?
It was interesting. So it held my descent rate, but how do you adjust your descent rate if you have to?
You just move the stick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's exactly the opposite of what we always do.
Talk about screwing you up.
I've done a few case 3s with it, and it's kind of nice. Alpha traffic, Nickel 1-3 on the go, 3-1 left. Left close traffic. You must unlearn what you have learned.
Don't like it, but I will do it.
It's not really that useful in like a case 1 scenario, at least from how much I've done, but for case 3, it's like really nice.
I bet.
You just, it's like a video game.
So after you dirty up, will it just maintain your speed?
I think you have to disengage and re-engage it if you're on ATC before dirtying up. it's like 2 different modes, but I haven't actually tried that. But yes, you engage it, and then the trimmer will still move your target AOA around. So yeah. One 4 on final. 3-1 left.
Oh, looks like you're on the right one now. Top for tower, nickel 1-1, turning base, 3-1 left, full stop.
You want me to stop with you, or you want to join up somewhere else?
You can do whichever you like, sir. If you want to join up, I'm good with that.
I'll do what you do. 1-2 is turning left base for 3-1 left.
Ooh, got some turbulence coming around that corner.
So Nord, are you ready to depart the pattern, or are you doing another lap? Yeah, I'm gonna get off the runway here. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you're full stop. Traffic nickel 1-3 left base, 3-1 left, full stop.
About for traffic, nickel 1-1, exiting 3-1 left, Delta 4.
Alpha Nickel 1-3 is clear 3-1 left, Delta 3. Or 4.
Where's Nord?
Oh, he exited west side at the end of the runway. Start taxiing south there, Nord. Yeah, I just went back to where I was.
Look on F10, see where you are.
Yeah, that's actually not where you were. That's the opposite end of the runway. Oh, is it? Yeah, you kind of mirrored where we were, so I see how that happened, but yeah. My bad.
It's all good, man. It comes with practice and learning the airfields, and you got to kind of look at some of the approach charts to get used to it if we hit those fields.
And don't think no real pilots ever turn the direct wrong way in real life. That happens.
I mean, especially at least nowadays, you guys, most planes have trackers on the ground now that you can see some shit. But back in the day, holy crap, no.
I mean, I've seen pilots at their home airfield, at which there is one taxiway paralleling the runway, just turn the wrong way.
You should be coming up on Yankee here, there, Nord, and you're gonna just cruise right on up that. You should see us up the road a little bit, all parked on a off-ramp.
Yep, I see it. I'm gonna call it, the next high speed I take, I'm gonna call it an off-ramp.
That's why it's good to be a fake pilot. I call it whatever the hell I want.
I know, it's just funny. This isn't even high speed.
But I guess what do they consider this is just a taxiway, right? Or what do they call it? What's the official name?
Yeah, it's just a taxiway. The next one is a high speed exit.
What, the one that's at like a 45 down at the end of the runway?
Yeah. Although, I mean, you get those at, like, this airfield has them, I think, for like scramble purposes, but yeah, it's basically like a high speed exit.
Alpha Tower, Nickel 1, flight of 3 F-18s, waiting Delta 4, will follow behind Nickel 1-4, passing on Yankee.
So you want me just to continue on?
Yep.
That's what I get for getting a drink.
Still right side up?
Yeah, I never moved.
Oh, nice.
I looked up and I was like, oh shit, they're gone.
It's not that easy for me to get out of my chair and get a drink.
Are you strapped in?
No, but I am, low to the ground.
Yeah, I hear you.
So is that my turn to get on the entrance of the runway, or do I still keep going?
You can either you can wait at the hold short to 3-1 left, or you can go to the arm-to-arm, which we could probably go to arm-to-arm so we make sure we're in the right sections we wanted.
Easy day. Alright, do you say you're good with the section takeoff? The two methods?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's shoot for a 10-mile initial for an overhead brake, and then just do a touch and go, join back up, and then do another one, 10-mile initial for a straight in.
3. Sounds good.
Alrighty, we ready then? Who's going with who?
Just keep it in the order we got. So you're our section lead, Irish and Nord are the second section.
Adolpher Tower, Nickel 1-1, flight of 2 F-18s, taxiing from arm-to-arm to active runway 31 left.
Time for Nickel 1-3, flight of 2 F-18s. 31 left, arm-to-arm, taxiing, hold short 31 left. Time. I can't not do the CTAF format, it's just so ingrained.
Yeah, man. It's like all of a sudden I can't use power for pitch. It's bullshit.
I just think it's silly to make us system that goes the opposite of what your manual system is.
Well, then there's definitely no uncertainty which one you're in.
Yeah, that's for sure. Set.
Alright, I guess we'll do section takeoff. I usually do mill, so we'll run them up, hit mill, and we'll take off at the same time. I don't think we need to wait for each other. We'll reform, we'll fly out, get a 10-mile initial, and come on in for a touch and go.
Sounds good.
Let's run them up.
Set.
Alright, and lead is rolling in 3, 2, 1, rolling.
For nickel 1352, taking 3-1 left. Southeast departure. Alright, Nord, check flaps and TO trim, so that'll be exciting. If it's still trimmed for landing. It was. Yeah.
Alpha Tower, Nickel 1 flight exiting to the west. Have a nice day. Alright, coming left. See ya.
Sound right.
Yeah, good habit to be in is have your FCS page up, and everything should be 12s and 30s. That applies to the boat too, except for the stab, which will be 16, 17, or 19. Yep, I take off with my FCS page, my HSI, and my SA page. Okay, that's an interesting one, but that works. Alright, since you're talking about the rudder, I'm going to let you do an interval takeoff, so we'll do 10 seconds. I'll stay 300 knots and straight out until you're saddled. Any questions? Negative. Run them out. 2 set. Lead rolling in 3, 2, 1, see ya.
Alright, I'm gonna roll out at 155.
Two rolling.
Oh, nice form.
Look pretty majestic there with the sun behind you.
That's what I like to hear my wife say to me. He looked majestic.
Just waiting for you to deliver me like a prophecy or something.
We're going off 3,300 knots.
Alright, I guess we'll start turning in.
Okay.
Coming left.
Alright, I'm visual on you, Nord. I'm going to start a left-hand turn to a radar downwind, if you will. 2.
Alright, let's start coming down. Adolpher Tower, Nickel 1, flight of 2 F-18s inbound for overhead left-hand brake, 3-1 left. 10-mile initial. And I can't see shit.
Going out 130.
Coming right a little bit.
Yeah, this is where we start trying to push the needle. So we got to get more to the right to push that heading ticker over onto 310. There you go.
Yep, that's what I was just noticing.
How's the lateral control on the takeoff, Nord? Awful. Okay.
I'm gonna start coming left a little bit here.
It wasn't wind today, so just practice, I guess. It can be wake, but it shouldn't be at 10 seconds. Hold on up, Nord, getting that sidewinder to cockpit line.
Alright, make sure your fuel bypass is on and your skid on, and we'll break at the end of the runway.
You don't have to keep it, you don't have to be super tight, Nord, but just keep it along that line, in or out diagonally.
Alright, one's going in the brake.
Using the brake.
Starting a left-hand turn, we're going to pick up 350 knots, little descent.
Upper Tower, Nickel 1-1, turning left base, 3-1 left. Touch and go.
Alpha traffic, Nickel 1-3, flight of 2s, 10-mile initial, 3-1 left.
Nickel 1-2's left downwind, turn in left base for 3 on left. Touch and go.
Got a couple miles to catch up here, Nord. Correcting to the right.
Definitely a little bit bumpy coming almost to that threshold. It's a little bumpy.
fires coming over my 6 right now. We'll just we'll stay
Copy that.
we'll stay 500 below on the way out.
Copy. I'm initial at 1,000, so we'll be out of your way pretty quick. Okay, I'm going to break here. You can give it 5 seconds and get back to that downwind we established in the closed traffic.
Once he's on the go, 3-1 left.
I'm just heading out straight, Terry.
Visual. Visual. I wouldn't mind doing a couple section approaches. You want to lead one first, or you want to fly as dash 2 first?
I'll fly dash 2 first.
Alright. I'll gain on you here. You can start a left-hand turn, and it'll help me join up on you.
Traffic nickel 1-3, left base 3-1 left, touch and go at off-road. We'll do roughly the same thing to rejoin Nord. I'm going to maintain 300 knots, I'll climb up to 3,000 and go straight out so you can rejoin.
Got visual review.
Sliding in left side. Okay, heavily on left.
This kind of brightens me back to when we all first started. Well, at least Terry and I.
Yeah, we're stabbing in the dark, man.
Alpha nickel 1-3 is on the go, straight out, 3-1 left.
Yeah, I forgot to set my course line. I got it set now, so now I shouldn't have had the issue I had last time. You know, things you forget.
Yeah, it is a lot of things that it forces you to stay on top of.
Nord, are you okay? Nope, I don't think so.
At least he's honest.
That's always good. Did you lose the field on downwind?
Yep, I see the field, and I second-guessed myself, I guess. Thought I was making a mistake because on my essay page, as well as my HMD, you are directly in front of me. After we turned base, I lost sight of you. So I looked at that stuff to try to help reacquire you, and according to that, you're directly in front of me.
Yeah. Well, I am now because I'm going towards you. But clean it up, go around, let's reform it and take it back to initial. Yeah, once we hit the overhead, this is a visual maneuver, so just honestly just keep your eyeballs on the pavement.
Well, yeah, see, my stuff is so jacked up because it says you're still several miles to the, west of me. But I saw you go overhead.
Well, I think we all have the same helmet code as well. Yeah, all the planes have the same helmet code, so it's easy to get confused. I'm going to roll out 180, and let's get formed up.
Out here.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, just make a little S-turn, take it like 50 degrees right, and then back to the left, and back to 180, and we'll be pretty close.
Alright, I'm gonna drop my gear, but not my flaps, and that'll be easier to fly as -2. That way you can fly how you normally fly instead of using trim and try and stay in position.
Alright, we're gonna...
Alright, so gear only, huh?
Yep.
Nordcom 1 button 2.
I'll dock for traffic. Nickel 1 is a flight of 2, 10-mile initial for 3-1 left, full stop. Touch and go. Alright, gear's coming down. Gear. I will trim it out though. Power back in, trimmed down, 5 miles out.
Damn, I lost you at the end there.
Yeah, my trim's kind of screwed up, so it's probably harder to fly right now. Alright, I'm gonna take this to a full stop.
Oh, okay. I took off. I'll go around.
Flight controls.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Copy.
Request repair.
Wheel chocks are now removed. Unable to comply.
Request repair.
Unable to comply.
Request repair.
Copy.
Pop my nose wheel. I gotta do a
What'd you?
repair.
Oh, you have to do a repair. You got to turn your engine off.
Yeah, I'm ready to shut down. My trim got out of control and my airspeed went up to like 220 right when I touched down. Fucked it up.
Yeah, you took off right at the end there. I was like, man, he just took off.
Yeah, my E-bracket just went from below my velocity vector up, so I trimmed it and just like kept on going. So I must have made too many inputs on it and it was too slow to catch up. Be right back, guys.
AFK a minute.
Okay.
And I'm back. So quiet.
We switched buttons because you got with the 2 sections, so we're on button 2.
Ah,
So you guys were doing your section thing, and we were doing our thing. So
gotcha.
yeah. Actually, it's because we're telling secrets about you guys.
I kind of figured. I had that way with people.
There's a Huey buzzing around Aldoffer Tower. What's the deal with that?
I was having fun.
Yeah, looked like it. Oh my gosh. Um, you've kept from crashing for a surprisingly long amount of time, so that's good.
Yeah, I just had to get the swing of things again.
Yeah, easier when you're not hovering over water. Very nice.
I do know how to fly it when I remember how.
Yeah. Have we ever asked Terry if it's supposed to be wobbly like it is in DCS? Like when you just sit in a hover in the Huey and it just wanders? Like, is that realistic?
Yeah, I don't know because he flies in the newer Huey. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
He flies
got
in the one that's
different.
more like a bell.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but they're all bells.
Well, I mean, like the Bell 212 or whatever it is.
Yeah, 412, I think.
Yeah, 412.
Yeah,
There you go.
twin engine and what, 4 blades?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how different that is, but or what you can tell at the crew chief station about it, but
Well, we'll have to ask him when he gets back.
yeah, what is he fixing the plane himself? Jesus.
I don't know. Maybe he needed a beer, or he's got his kids. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thanks for flying, Nord. Well, like I said, I should be here tomorrow. Might be muted in Discord.
Yeah, he might be.
He just despawned his jet. We were talking. He said he had to go for time, so. He is muted in Discord. It's a nice section takeoff you guys had there.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I would say Terry and I usually do all right together, but we have been flying with each other for a while.
That's true. Yeah, that's the one. Of all the airfield ops, section takeoff, section landing is definitely the one I've done the least.
And the section landing is hard.
Yeah, you really have to use your brain to fly formation in landing configuration in the auto trim. Very wonky.
Well, Terry and I weren't putting flaps out.
I mean, that's how the Blue Angels do their dirty roll, is with no flaps. So I can't imagine trying to do a formation roll or loop rather with that AOA trim.
Oh, hell no.
But I noticed that at the last air show I saw them, I was like, yeah, they don't have flaps in. That's how they're doing it. But I mean, they definitely do landings with flaps in formation. It's just harder. What are you guys getting up to when he gets back?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I thought we were still flying formation and doing landing, and he had to do a full stop and AFK'd.
Oh. Okay.
So either work called, or he's got children's,
Yep.
or he's got a girlfriend that needed his attention.
Girlfriend, huh?
Well, I don't know. He may have one. I don't know.
Well, I don't know his life situation. You just said he has children.
Well, he has an ex-wife, so.
Oh, okay, that'll do it. Yeah. Oh, they're cold Hueys.
What's that?
I didn't realize the Hueys were cold.
Oh, do you need? Well, I can walk you through starting it.
No, I remember. It just takes us a minute.
Yeah, it always takes me a minute too. Well, the hard one is also if you don't have the start button mapped.
Right, which I do.
Well, at least I can still land on buildings pretty good.
Oh, there you are. You're like blended into that building. That was weird. I like came to a quick stop and I was looking around. I was like, where the hell did he go?
Not too shabby.
Oh, I was trying to fly that form like from your left side and you kept turning left and I was like, oh God.
Well, because you know it's easier in the Huey just to do that circling approach as you're landing. Plus, it gives you a visual of your whole space.
Definitely. I couldn't, with my mouse, push the talk for Discord. It's awkward. So I was like, I'm just going to follow him.
Oh, yeah. I figured that probably would be hard.
There, no, I'm not on push the talk. It just depends what we're using SRS or not. I just changed the setting as needed.
Yeah, we're just screwing around.
Yeah. This is different. Yeah, it's definitely the details piling up for Nord until he gets behind the ball and it all goes to hell. But we'll get there. I'll work with him.
Yeah, I'll work with him too. He's getting better.
Yeah. We did that first initial, and he was kind of dawdling behind with the formation, which is fine. But like we did the whole pattern, and I was on the go, and I'm like looking for him. I'm like, where the hell did he go? And he made like I don't know, he like doubled back on the pattern, and he was like approaching just the desert, like 5 miles west of the field. It's like, what happened, bro? And he's like, I got lost. The helmet's wrong. I was looking in the wrong place, and I was like, all right, regroup. Oh shit, I'm not slowing down. But I think his helmet was kind of fucked up from the alignment thing he did or something, because it like was not in the right spot, and then he was like relying on the helmet for where we were.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to have him put his screen up and we'll walk through his cold start.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he just missed that one step this time, but the screen share might be useful for other things as well. So Terry blew a tire?
Oh my god, I hear helicopters.
You're gonna see helicopters too.
I'm so excited. Where are you guys at?
You'll see.
You should see us.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my god. I definitely blew a tire.
See, I just don't get why it just wanders around like this in the hover.
Yeah, it's actually not that great to fly.
Does it do that, Terry? Does it wander around?
Not that bad. They like exaggerated it.
Yeah, it's like wake turbulence.
It's all good.
That's kind of a thing that happens with simulators, though. Is like those characteristics get kind of overdone. so you can see it in the sim.
Yeah, but it makes it.
It's not.
Whatever.
I know. Oh no, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
I understand why they do that. It's just it makes it harder to get into it.
Especially when it's like a performance affecting thing like that.
Yeah.
Like supposedly the shaking in the Tomcat is like super overdone. Like the cockpit rattle. But like that doesn't affect your performance of the aircraft.
Plus, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, and it gives you that seat of the pants thing that you don't get in the sim. So that's different. But when it's like a flight characteristic is getting caricaturized, there we go. That's not so great. Damn, Terry got off the ground quick. Was that a hot start?
No,
Holy cow!
he just knows it pretty well.
Yeah, I guess so. If we ever hear like Marine steals helicopter from flight line, we know who can start one real quick.
Yeah, it's super easy. I think about that at least once a week.
Yeah, I understand.
I could even get ordnance on it and go like wreck some stuff.
Yeah, you could be like that guy that stole that tank.
Yeah.
Wasn't that in San Diego too?
It was. I still live there as a kid.
Damn.
Where are you guys? Oh, I see you now. Who's in the gray one?
I'm in the gray one. That's just how it spawned. I didn't change the paint job.
I think we're all in green.
No, you're in green. And everybody else is in gray.
Oh, okay. You're all green to me.
Oh, you must not have the helicopter liveries.
I probably don't.
Was that like an old part of JTF that has since faded away?
Yeah, they did have a HMLA, I guess. HML.
Oh, I'm overshooting this so badly. Do you ever get like fam flight, like stick time, Terry?
Yeah, all the time. I don't get it as much as I used to, but yeah.
Sure.
It's mainly like what our young gun guys do. So every day, the maintenance department's working on the planes and fixing them, and once you've removed any of the drivetrain or the engines, you go out and fly it.
Right.
So when you're not actually on the flight schedule flying, you're working for maintenance and you're flying planes that way.
Cool.
It's not a bad life.
No. I haven't done any functional check flights, but I've basically 80% of the stuff I got called for right now is maintenance and reposition. Rescue flights.
Who's on the building? Is that you, Terry?
That's Irish. Right behind you. I think the last time I flew, I was in a Zulu, actually.
As opposed to...
Huey.
Let's see. Oh no, you can't fit.
Oh no!
Maybe you can. I mean, I think I just wasn't perfect. Yeah, because you guys like call those two different things, basically.
Yeah, you'll hear Huey and Cobra, and you'll hear Yankee Zulu a lot. Or some mountains.
Okay.
What were you trying to fit in those little overhead? Oh, that building
Yeah,
you landed
those
on?
those like 2-barrel hangars.
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
looks,
small.
that looks
I'm not
sick.
saying it can't be done, but I think you have to be perfect.
Did Nord leave?
Yeah, he had to go. We kind of, or I switched frequencies, so I was with him. That's why you didn't hear us at the end there. But we talked it out. We debriefed. Just gotta build
I
some
was dying laughing when
consistency.
you were like, when he was going the wrong direction, you guys were like nose to nose in the downwind. I looked at F10 and saw him.
Oh, I wasn't actually on downwind there. I was going to get him.
Oh, this is good.
Because I had gone upwinds, and then I was like, wait, where the hell is he? So I just turned just to go get him so we could back up. Yeah, there was. I think he's just not flying visual pattern, you know? There's too many toys in the Hornet.
Yeah, it does have a lot of things you have to balance your attention to. So in the Huey, when I F2 a Huey, I can't move the mouse around. It's like stuck.
What? Like you can't look around?
No.
That's weird. I don't know why it would be different than any other plane.
Yeah.
Well, my rotor came off. I hit it. But I am landed in the building.
Oh, you put markers on that too. Yeah, I came to a nice stop, right, just kind of like you are.
Alright, I'm gonna park here. Can you guys look at me and see how much clearance there is?
I'm looking at it. I think your left one's gonna hit, and I think you got like 3 feet on the right.
Really? Okay. I would have assumed the other way.
Yeah, I think he's close.
Go right, go right.
It's so strange, because I can look at the lines in the ground,
Oh,
and it looks like I was centered, but
I mean, I went in F2 and looked from the top.
yeah, I trust that more than my eye.
Yeah, I think the hitbox is not quite there.
I need to get Spitfire and try.
I don't have the Spitfire. I only have the Jug and the Mozzie.
Oh, how's that?
I only have like 2 hours in it, so I can't really tell you, but it's cool. I like twin engine stuff.
Have you flown multiplayer in it?
No. I haven't done multiplayer World War II at all.
Is that the only one that's multiplayer?
Oh, you're saying multi-crew.
Yeah, sorry.
I have not done that, no. There's not a whole lot to do. Unless you were like, no external view, no F10 map, and you actually needed a navigator.
I picked up the Mossy too. I think it's pretty good.
Is it still doing the thing where even if you don't exceed any limitations, the engine trails smoke for like 5 minutes?
I don't know
fixes
about that
itself?
one.
Yeah, I was flying it like on launch week, and like apparently the left engine just trails white smoke for a little while, and it just does that. It's like a real plane. It has Brooks.
Just got character.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Arch?
I'm on it. I'm with you.
It's fun to
Saddle
land
left. Loosely. It's supposed to be like 3 rotor discs, right?
Yeah, parade's like 1 to 3, and then cruise is outside of that, 3 to 5.
Well, I'm at like 20 right now, so.
That's a good combat cruise.
Okay. Jesus, Terry's big balls with this.
This thing's fun, man.
Yeah, we.
Just that it wasn't that fun.
Oh, it's not fun to fly it like. You should try and fly it like in a tactical mission with JTF.
I see.
No, it's fun to just fuck off in, but to do actual
Right.
tactical stuff sucks.
Oh no, because the gun's just awful,
And
Yeah,
it's
they
slow.
don't shoot at night
and the
either.
rockets are also kind of awful.
On this building, how it is.
Oh, the building's on fire.
Oh, the building I'm on is on fire?
Yeah, I landed on it too, and I caught it on fire.
Nice.
DCS building codes are substandard. Did you see the next pattern we did when he like overtook me in downwind?
Nah, my daughter
I
FaceTimed
saw
me,
that
so I
one.
stepped away.
Oh, gotcha.
I saw
Yeah,
it. Like, why? What the hell is he doing?
He flew back. Well, I didn't realize what was happening. I looked behind me to see where he was, and I didn't see him. And then he flew by me on the right, completely clean configuration, and I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
well, you're clean there, Nord." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't know what happened." It's like, okay, it's all right. Just I'll turn now, and you dirty up, and take the interval off of that.
He was having one of those nights.
Yeah, it's alright. It's just gotta get the patterns formed. Well, the fire's out, so we're good. Dubai Fire Department.
It's that UAE building code, man. All these buildings are just...
Plaster and toothpicks.
They have like a huge, I mean, I don't want to say slave labor, but it's pretty close to that up here.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty close to that. Take your passport.
Yeah, they just work you to the bone. They have like thousands of immigrants that come and just build buildings.
So one of my envoy classmates, it's actually my sim partner this time through training. During furlough, he picked up a flight instructor contract in Saudi Arabia. And it was that similar kind of shady thing with the passports. And when they recalled from the furlough, he had to like break the contract and get out of the country, and it was apparently kind of a near thing. It's like
Saudi Arabia, huh?
Yeah.
You wouldn't catch my ass there.
No.
I'd be worried about getting in trouble, man.
Yeah, like, isn't there like no alcohol in the whole country too?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry I broke your weird religious rules, but
Yeah.
I like booze a lot and strippers, so...
Yeah, you have to go to Bahrain.
Yeah, you're not getting either of those in Saudi Arabia. Going on top of this tall building, Terry?
I was looking to see if there was a spot up there. I don't see anything good. Maybe I can sneak on this little overhang there.
Shit, I remember when we were sitting on the border of Iraq and Kuwait, we were doing, screens and stuff, and we had porn mags everywhere out there.
Is that illegal too? Oh, it probably is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man. That's lame.
land skid on this. Oh yeah, I can fit there. Oh no, it's on fire.
I don't know about that one.
I think the fire's client side then. You taking a shot, Zach?
Nah.
It's so hard. It feels like you've got, like, you're coming down just a little bit, but then you hit the thing really hard. Oh yeah, the building's on. Is it not on fire for you guys?
Correct.
No, it is not. So you guys looking forward to the 64?
Oh yeah.
I think I change my mind every day, dude.
I don't know, everything they've been showing lately makes me go, oh man, I can't wait.
Not good.
I'm gonna relive my longbow glory days.
Yeah, that's an awesome plane.
Yeah, it seems fairly non-F-16 early access.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they learned from their mistakes on that.
Yeah.
Plus they've got a bunch of SMEs working on it, so it should be well put together.
That's good. Well, it's also the old Belsim Tech helicopter team, I imagine. It's not the same guys doing multi-role stuff.
You think this box on the roof here, do you think that's modeled, or you think that's...
I don't know.
We'll
Maybe.
find out.
Yeah, we'll see. For science.
I like science.
Nope, you're good.
Nice. Alright, falling off the edge.
Whoa. Oh, Zach!
Now my building's on fire.
As long as your helicopter's not on fire.
Yeah, I just got no landing gear now.
It's okay, they weren't wheels anyways.
Now I can land this.
Okay, what the hell?
Something just fell off.
That was like a trampoline.
Or that was my landing gear, I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
You lost your right skid.
Yeah, I lost my skid. It like bounced me off the building.
Yeah, it's aggressive when those two things
Like-
come together. It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, it was like with more energy than I entered.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's just...
Yeah. Made of rubber. Very strange. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to have a tailwheel helicopter.
The thing about the Apache too is like it's so heavy. It's not like you can get this one just like rip it around. So I wonder how they're gonna model it.
Well, that's like that guy Casmo was saying. It's like the KA-50, but heavier.
Yeah, it's really heavy, and it's got like a rigid head, which is good because you can really yank the stick around. But like those videos of them doing like loops and stuff, like they're super light.
Big like Cuban 8s and all that.
Yeah, like it's got no ordnance. It's got like an eighth of a tank of gas. But I mean, to be fair, anytime you see any jet doing demo stuff, they're like the same way.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, the A10 demo, I saw that a couple weeks ago, and it was like, that thing actually looks pretty fast and maneuverable.
Yeah.
And they have like all but 4 of the pylons removed.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't there something with the Apache where you like trade gun ammo for like a fuel tank, like auxiliary fuel tank?
Oh, no. That's pretty
Yeah, I
smart.
remember reading about that for like Afghanistan, like the time on station was more important than full gun complement.
Yeah, I read something about that too. Or I think it was in that, there's an Apache documentary.
Oh yeah.
I would be surprised if any combat aircraft takes a full load of gun.
Right. Like what are you gonna do with all that?
Yeah, and it is very true that time on stations is extremely valuable because 95% of every CAS flight you don't shoot at all, but you're there just to give them either peace of mind or just to make noise or look at stuff. So that stuff's way more important because it's not likely they're shooting stuff.
Yeah, and they would take like 2 Hellfires or something.
Exactly. Like 7 rockets, 2 Hellfire. I saw that a lot.
Makes sense. Well, that's like F-18s are always like 3 wet, 1 JDAM, 1 paveway.
And they can still only give you 30 minutes.
Right. Like I've seen like 1 picture of dual racked JDAMs on a Super Hornet.
And that's like a dedicated strike. They did like some massive, just insane number of bombs on some of these strikes, and that's what those were for.
Okay, yeah.
But that's not CAS.
No. Yeah, because CAS in DCS is like a tank battalion's gonna advance.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bomb all of them 1 by 1.
Oh, I guess I have 1 skid. I should probably knock that side off.
Yeah, make it even.
Yeah. Yeah, I landed on that building all gimpy-like. It was kind of awkward. Whoa, watch that, guys. Just gonna smack that building. Yeah, you still got it.
Now the building's on fire.
Oh, no. I think we have opposite skids, so we should just combine.
Hold hands.
Yeah, Wonder Twin powers activate.
Yeah, that's what a twin Huey is, right?
Oh, look at Terry. He's trying to do. Oh, getting all spiffy.
So those little kickovers.
I think that's like one of the fun things.
What are those Red Bull helicopters that can do like?
Aren't those B305 or whatever it is?
Yeah, B1.
Yeah, the boat. Yeah, that was supposed to come to DCS too.
Oh,
It's
that's right.
split.
Like 5 years ago.
It'll still probably beat the Kiowa.
Yeah. I'll fucking eat a sock if the Kiowa ever comes out. Or I'll eat a sock if the Kiowa comes out and then they do actually fix the Gazelle.
Oh, is it the same company that makes it?
Yep. And they said
It looks pretty good though.
it did, but that was like 3 years ago and nothing has happened.
Yeah.
And it looked good then, so like what?
I think they got so much crap for the Gazelle. They're trying to be perfectionists now. Now they're just stuck in that cycle of perfection.
They went on the sliding scale to the heat blur side. That's fucking lost, you guys. Oh, Terry's in the parking lot. There he is.
Stealing some cars.
Yeah.
Boosting some Hiluxes.
Do you think ISIS has like a common key for all their Toyotas?
Yeah, screwdriver.
Standard issue? Yeah, exactly. It really is a sad state that there's no technicals in DCS.
I never thought about that, I guess. We have a mod for that, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I want S5 rocket pod and pickup bed MLRS.
Hell yeah.
MLRS would be kind of cool.
It's a tight
Okay, a
fit.
minute.
Alright guys, I'm gonna jump off. It's always fun flying with you.
Yeah, for sure. Good to see you, Terry.
Later guys.
Yeah, good night.
See ya. I'll take off too, I guess.
Yeah, see ya. Helicopters.